Welcome to TradeTheNBA.com. This is John's Reports for the 5th of November. Well, this is Deocon Paint Bar, and we ended up with that orange dip right as the pre-setup to the election was taking place, and boom, we've just been in a nonstop tear right off of that, and simply because, the positioning of the market is that, well, you're going to get more stimulus, and it's just going to be no question about it. We were already on a track towards 4,000 anyway, so nothing's changed as far as that goes. So just go with where the market is driving things. You would expect that they're going to declare Biden victor here in a little bit, and then the legal battles will consume. So it's going to be a PR game and go back and forth. But regardless of the outcome, the market's still going to be in the exact same mindset going forward through this. But we'll be watching for when it begins to fade. You can see on the NASDAQ, we're already getting a potential positive extreme today. So that would be the first indicator of, where we might start to smooth out a little bit as we approach the all-time highs back of the beginning of September. So it's all pretty clean. Everything's pretty much track here when we look at the DOC and everything else from there. Euro probably will take a little bit of a softening here soon. It's still in the upswing at this particular point, but as the idea that the U.S. stimulus is likely to take place at some point, though it really can change depending on what Trump decides to do from that standpoint, but that would be the only hiccup for the euro in that aspect. And again, that bonus stimulus, like I talked about, will drive gold higher, as well as probably cryptocurrencies, that kind of thing. From an intraday standpoint, still pretty clean. We started the day right back in the other ranges, and every time we got the buy signal confirms, we shot up. We still have some of these old support levels that had been established from the algos, and a bunch of new ones were made because every time we got positive extremes, we filled them back in, started new, fresh, going through those dips below with the green setup. You could even say that, like, this configuration here where it moved above, you didn't quite get the orange below red, which is why it was one of those that failed pretty quick, and that became clear. What it is you had the orange pop back above and drove us all the way back down. This is one of those where in the blue candles that I've been working with and changing that language, it's almost ready, that it won't show until you get this dip back configuration. It's cleaner right over here on the turnaround because of the long short algo. In this particular case, you can see we're still in a full decline when that blue candle came in. Then we came across, this was a pretty dramatic day as far as volume goes. I mean, we were like serious with a lot of upside momentum and a lot of, look at how long this day was. It was pretty dramatic. And then every time we ended up with a series of positive extremes from before, we just came back, filled them back in, then kind of plateaued. All pretty clean action. I don't see anything that was pretty extraordinary, just that the size of the range is still phenomenal. So from a post-election standpoint, the market still believes that there's just going to be more and more stimulus coming, and it's just a question of when and how much, and that things will continue along. So it seems to be completely discounting any change in the results kind of situation. And even if it did, I don't know that the market would suffer that much from it because, again, it was just a question of whether you have more sustained growth or bigger stimulus. And if you have a situation where if Biden wants to go with more lockdown situations, then there's going to be more stimulus attached to that. So that's just going to drive the market higher to account for the devaluation of the dollar. So this is one of those things that people are like, well, but does it make sense to the multiples? Well, it does. If you know the dollar isn't going to be worth as much, the market is going to pre-price that discount in by elevating its overall price. That's the nature of inflation, and it's very effective in how that works. But sometimes it's counter to what people expect, and understand that dynamic and why it takes place. But it becomes irrelevant when you have the readings and you're able to see it. Just go with what is. And it's something I've always said for, decade plus. You go with what is, because trying to be counter to that doesn't do you any good. So keep playing it as it is, and we'll just go with it. Much more rested after that long night. And I don't think this thing ends anytime soon. There's going to be just a lot of lawsuits and filings, so that part of that's going to drag on, but that's not going to have that serious of an impact on the market. As always, though, I will update any relevant details on the Skype chat. Trade well. We'll talk to them later.